This is Akhil from IIST Shibpur. Today we are going to explore and have a better understanding in block on block concept. The main role in solving the problems in this topic is just giving proper directions to the frictional forces. So let us start. What is a frictional force? So frictional force is a force acting between two surfaces in contact which opposes the relative motion between these surfaces. And the relative motion between these surfaces means the two surfaces in contact. It generally depends upon the types of surfaces in contact and the normal reaction between the surfaces. Here, when a block of mass m is pulled by an external force of F, a frictional force is applied on the block which opposes the relative motion of the block with respect to the surface, and its magnitude is mu times n. Right. Now when we are entering to the block on block concept, let us start with two blocks. I am taking it as m1 and this one as m2, and this coefficient of friction is something mu1 and mu2. Now when an external force is applied on the two blocks, we get two possibilities. Either the force can be applied on the lower block or on the upper block. So in the first case, I am taking as the lower block is pulled by an external force of F. We can draw free body diagrams for better understanding. So here is the rough surface. Here we get a block of mass m2 and a block m1. Right. So let us come to the block m2. Here external force is acting in rightward direction, weight is acting downwards, m2g, normal force is acting on the block, I'm taking it as n2, right, and the normal force because of m1 will act on m2, that I'm taking as n1. Now the same n1 will act on block m1. Here we will get the weight of the block m1g, right. So now we have to take the frictional forces in consideration. What will the direction of frictional forces? The block m2 is tending to move rightwards, while the surface and the block m1 are at rest. So the relative motion will cause the frictional force to act in this direction, leftward direction. One is F2 and another is taking as F1. I'm taking as F1. Now the frictional forces are always paired and opposite in direction. So frictional force will be acting on m1 in this direction, right, rightward direction. So this is the free body diagram of the given situation. Now let us take all the equations for these free body diagrams. For horizontal forces of m1, we will get as F1 equals to m1a1. And what is a1? a1 is the acceleration of first block and a2 is the acceleration of second block, right. For vertical forces, n1 is equals to m1g, and we have to write an equation for friction, and that can be possible as mu1 times n1, but with a difference. F1 is always less than or equals to mu1 times n1, as we don't know whether it is a static friction or kinetic friction. And here n1 is m1g, so we will get friction as F1 as less than or equals to mu1 m1g. And the same for block 2, F minus F1 minus F2 equals to m2a2, and here the normal force will be equals to m2g plus n1, and n1 is m1g, so I can take it as m1 plus m2 into g. And again frictional force will be mu2 times n2, right. So these are the general equations we would get when a force is applied on the lower block. Now let us come to the story of these two blocks. When force is applied on the lower block increases from 0 to a higher level. The force is increasing from 0 to a very higher level. What would happen? Initially we are taking the force as 0, the blocks won't move at all. till the force is increased to F2, the blocks won't move. Why? Why only F2? Why not F1 plus F2, or why F1 is not taking place in this action? Let us see. If F1 was also taking action, it will act on M1. F1 is acting on M1, right? So if F1 was also increasing, we will get an acceleration for M1 without any movement for M2, as all the forces were getting cancelled, F1, F2 and F, right? So M2 is not moving, but M1 is having some acceleration, which is not at all possible. So only F2 will be increasing while F was increasing. And when it gains its maximum value, the both blocks will start to move with common acceleration. I'm taking it as AC, right? So in the starting, the both blocks will be at rest. Then they will start to move together. Then there we will get a relative motion between the two blocks. There will be a slipping between the blocks, and that time the force applied will be greater than the Fmax value, right? So let us consider the common acceleration point. The situation when both the blocks are moving with common acceleration, I'm taking it as A1 is equals to A2 is equals to AC, right? So this is the possibility when they are moving with common acceleration. Now what would happen? I'm rewriting the equations in terms of AC. I will get F1 is equals to M1 AC and F1 minus F2 is equals to M2 AC. Now the equation for AC with respect to F1 can be written as follows: F1 by M1. Now I am replacing the value of F1 in this equation. What would happen? F minus F2 would be equals to M2 AC plus F1, and F1 is M1 AC, and we will get the equation for AC as F minus F2 by M1 plus M2. So these are the two equations for common acceleration in terms of F1 and F2, right? Now there is a limit for the common acceleration. The both blocks will move together, but up to some limit. I'm taking it as AC max. And what would be the value of this AC max? When we are getting the AC max, the frictional values of the two frictional values F1 and F2 would be their maximum ranges. So I am taking F1 as maximum mu1 m1g. What I will get? AC will be equals to mu1g, as m1 will be cancelled. This is the maximum acceleration of the two blocks moving together, right? This is mu1g. Then what would happen? The force will be also having certain limit up to which the both blocks will move together. Let us try to find the force, the external force applied. I'm calling it as F max, and what we will get as its equation, F max can be written as F1 plus F2 plus M2 AC. F1 plus F2 plus M2 AC, but with a difference again, and that is AC max. Everything will be maximum now. We will be taking the maximum ranges. So F1 will be mu1 m1g, F2 will be mu2 m1 plus m2 into g plus m2 into mu1g, and the whole thing can be written as mu1 plus mu2 whole into m1 plus m2 into g. These are the two equations we are getting when the external force is applied on the lower block. Here it is the equation for acceleration, common acceleration in terms of F1, and this is in terms of F2, and this is the maximum limit for the common acceleration mu1g, and the maximum force that can be applied so that the both blocks move together In the similar way, we can find the case when the external force is applied on the upper block, right? We will get the similar equations, and the observation we are getting will be in this way. Here it is an external force applied on the lower block. We are getting the acceleration maximum as mu1g, so that both the blocks move together, and the maximum force as m1 plus m2 whole into mu1 plus mu2 into g. And in case if F is greater than F max, the acceleration of upper block will be mu1g as it is. Why? Because the frictional force cannot be increased further. We can see that on the block M1 only F1 is acting, so F1 cannot be increased further. It is only mu1 m1g, so the acceleration of the upper block is limited because no external force is applied on the upper block. Okay, so we'll get mu1g, and for the lower block it will be related with respect to F minus mu1 m1g minus m1 plus m2 whole into mu2g whole by m2. This is the case for lower block, and we are coming to the upper block. Here we get like this. Maximum acceleration is mu1 m1 minus mu2 m2 into g by m2, and the force is m1 plus m2 into mu1 minus m2 into mu2 whole m1g by m2. And in similar case, the acceleration of the given blocks. Now if we consider the surface as smooth, the simple thing we have to do is mu2 becomes 0. We have to substitute mu2 equals to 0 everywhere, and we will get for the smooth surface as well. So these are the equations we would be getting